muffins, English muffins. Egg sausage. On top of the English muffin is so good. I would prefer this. I was debating on whether I should get English muffin or I should get a biscuit, because biscuits is good too. Yum. I mean, my breakfast burrito. I think it's only egg, and then I got my cucumber on the side because it's my drink. I think it's about to rain. I like this egg and cheese English muffin because it has white cheese on it. I don't have yellow cheese. I prefer white cheese. No, this ain't from McDonald's. Nah. You wish it was from McDonald's. You got white cheese. Nothing like some white cheese. I like yellow cheese. Unless it's on some macaroni or some eggs. I'm talking about scrambled eggs too. My drink on the side. I cut this up because I'm thirsty. I'm gonna cut it in half first. Do it this way. And I'm gonna go ahead and cut it. And this is all organic. I think that's what it's called. This is all organic. The burrito's organic. This English muffin is organic. Organic foods from an organic grocery store. You know, I always wanted me I always talked about an organic grocery store. Like, I didn't really talk about it, but that was more so my attention because I always got everything organic, starting at the organic beef. But the fact that they got an organic grocery store and everything in there is organic based, you're like, hold up. You know, hold up. Because I can be healthy eating the foods that I love. I feel like I'm on a commercial. I can be healthy, Rika. I can be healthy eating the foods that I love. That's basically what all organic foods stand for. I mean, that's what, yeah. So the fact that they got an organic grocery store, I gotta get there. Y'all gotta go. Find y'all organic grocery store, and boom, life hit different. This is sweet. It's so sweet you would question the bread. Like, hold that. This kind of tastes like expired bread. That's what it tastes like. What if they did have? What if their bread was expired and they just froze their expired bread and used it for stuff like this to put together a sandwich? And a lot of people eat mold. They eat mold. They drink from molded stuff. My mom told me one time. She said one of her clients would not clean his cup. He refused to clean his cup and he didn't want his cup clean. When she went to clean his cup, it was all black mold in his cup, on his straw and everything. I was like, ew. So what did he say once you cleaned his cup? Like, did it help? I mean, did he say thank you? He said no. She said no. He was mad because she cleaned her cup. She cleaned his cup. Even after there was mold on it and everything. She was mad. He was mad that she cleaned it. So he was drinking out of a cup that was molded the whole time. For a long time. Because he didn't want his cup clean. So just think, it's people like that out here preparing and processing our food, and we don't know what's going on behind the curtains. They could be putting expired bread with bad eggs and expired meat in the freezer and freezing it, and then we eating it. But who's to say it's expired? You know? Who's to say it's expired? Who's to say it's bad? It could be molded. We'll never know. But we don't know food that we're not, handling ourselves, but we eat it. The fact that they take it in mold and stuff and digesting it and don't care about what they're eating, it's just like, makes you question everything. There's one guy in my comments about the guy Eddie. I don't know if that's his real name, but I know it's probably not his real name, that played off Raven. I made a short about him. The guy in my comments talking about nothing's free. If you want something free to drink, go drink from a river or a well. Well, go drink from a river. Not even, but he has a problem. I mean, he has a point though. Not that guy, but the other guy that said, why are we drinking? Why are we eating? Why are we paying to survive? That's basically what I say when we pay to survive. Why are we paying to survive? We're paying for stuff that we actually need. That's grown from the earth. What's grown from the earth is not bought or purchased. It's not paying to grow. Life doesn't pay to grow, so why are we eating from the trees and stuff? But we're paying for that stuff. But it's a choice. It has become a choice now because a lot of people are being smart. A lot of people are going out here and hunting their food. Y'all thought it was still in the dark ages. It's not in the dark ages no more. There's people out here going out there and hunting for their food. They're doing it still to this day. Hunting for their food, growing their own food. They're doing it, You may have to buy the seeds, or you can go pick off somebody else's somebody else's garden and stuff. They got a tomato, go grab that tomato, plant that tomato, grow you a tomato bush or a tomato, whatever it's called. But it's actually, that's what I love about, you know, watching people and watching their channels, because you learn new stuff every single day. You learn a new lifestyle. Who doesn't want a new lifestyle? And they see this person is living a different lifestyle from there, them like, hold up. It just changes your perspective about life in general. So the most thing you can buy is go purchase them seeds. Spend cheap. Buy cheap. If you don't want to go buy them food, buy that food out there, you know, if I was in a better position than I am in now, if I wasn't getting EBT, no, EBT is the stuff though. If I wasn't getting EBT and I had to struggle for a living to, you know, and I had to go buy my food and stuff, it was like the guy that I was talking to, my so-called ex-friend. I don't even know if we friends no more because we got into it yesterday. But he grow his own vegetables. The way he was chewing on them tomatoes that he had, I'm just like, hold up. The way you eating them tomatoes just looks so good. He grow his own tomatoes. He grow his own vegetables. That's the best way you can live. That's the best way you can live. If you're complaining about money, paying money to go in these grocery stores, you have to sacrifice. That's the sacrifice you have to make to live a life of, because at the end of the day, we're surviving. If you really got a problem with it, make a way, you know, be the change that you want to see. So instead of him complaining like, oh yeah, this food, like, why is we purchasing, you know, why is we paying to survive? Why is we paying for food that grows naturally? You know, why are we paying? Be that change you want to see in the world. Go out here and start growing your own food. You ain't going to these grocery stores and paying for that food. Even if it's like, healthy food fills you up, but it's our lust for the food. It's our want for the food. We want that food. We lust for that food, but we don't need that food. So instead of complaining about it, go ahead, grow your own garden. Grow some stuff. Grow some food that'll help you survive. Because it's the type of food. It's not actually the food. It's the type of food. You know, the grocery stores is full of lust. It's lust and it's bliss. But the real food that you actually need is food. Something like this. Something as simple as a cucumber. You know, go out there and grow you a cucumber. Grow you some tomatoes. Because that stuff, you'll survive. You don't need too much. It's actually just enough. It's just enough. But you just got to step away from that lustful lifestyle. And then you'll start getting some type of, you know, knowledge or wisdom about everything. So, this is my organic burrito. Eggified. I guess it's an egg burrito. It's raining. It's about to rain all over my food, but I don't even care. It's sprinkling right now. So let's hurry up and get this done. But yeah, I just hate the way that he said that, because that's coming from a person. It's probably coming from a person where enslavement and stuff like that is in his genes. You know, you can't help what you say, because what you say is manifested from your blood and internally. You know, it's all emotions. It's all energy. All that blood pumping through your veins is making you feel some type of way. Then boom, you express that because it's in your genes. So when you question a person, don't question a person, because what they say is from their genes. Genetically, they're going to say that. But yeah. Dang, what was I talking about? When you feeling some type of way and you saying stuff you don't mean to say. What did you eat today? I'm just playing. And you saying stuff that you don't want to say. Like, it's all about your genes. It's all about your genetics. I can't even think of what I was just talking about. Oh yeah, okay. So he talked about the river. He was like, okay, so nothing's free. Basically, he's telling him, okay, so since it's not free, then go drink out of a river, because ain't nothing gonna change. Just because you complaining about it, ain't nothing gonna happen. That's what he's saying, and that's kind of why I kind of dislike that comment. I'm probably gonna put a thumbs down on it for real, because I ain't like what he said and the way that he said it. Like, you got to just listen to somebody's opinion and stop bashing them about what they say. You just like you feeling a certain way right now, he's feeling a certain way, and he's expressing himself in a way of healing and a lot of reflecting. The guy that said that, you can tell he doesn't have any healing, and he hasn't had any self-reflection. They coming from two different points of view, and the guy is on a higher level talking about with a lot of questions, and the only answer you can give is go drink from a river if you want to be free, if you want free stuff. That's the type of stuff we deal with every single day. When we express our opinion, we get we get smart, not even smart, but when I say smart, ignorant responses all the time, or reactions, because they don't want to, like, I don't know, they just don't, you can't belittle yourself down to their level, and they gonna keep trying to attack you. So it's just like, it is what it is at this point. You just stand on your own 10 feet. I don't know if I should. Oh, that tasted salty. Like, what was salty? But yeah, like, I know ain't nothing free. I was speaking on that before. When you get money, even that ain't free. When you doing something for free, even that ain't free. This is a whole rice burrito. It just said eggs. Like, I was not expecting all of that to fall out of there. When you living in a shelter and they providing free stuff, even that ain't free. When you sleeping under somebody's roof and you ain't paying rent, even that ain't free. You using light and you ain't paying a bill, that ain't free. But that's the mindset of the world. You can be laying out here. The only freest you can be is a homeless person that's not under no roof. But then at the same time, if you think like that, you got to question, like, hold it. So if I'm sitting here, no, actually, the way the only way you're going to be really, really free from all of that negativity and all that judgment and criticism and all that other stuff is if you're out here homeless. You're drinking from the river, drinking from the sea, drinking from rain. You don't even want to touch the rain, though. But I feel like the rain is the most negative, because it touches everything and everyone, and it's in people's hair, and some people got that energy. It's just like, if you want to deal with all that energy of the world, then be my guest. I don't like rainwater. But being free is being without a home and growing your own garden. Basically like Adam and Eve in a garden. That's free. It was in that free. That was them being free. They was in a garden. They had their own food. They had their own food. Their clothes. They weren't supposed to have clothes until they sinned, but that was free, naked, and supplied. You got all you need right here in this garden. That's freedom. That's freedom. You don't have to worry about. This was supposed to be our garden, but the devil slithered in with his little dollar bill and his pride and arrogance. The devil came in and messed up our garden. So now we're paying for our reaping. You know, God has sown this for us, but we're paying to reap. You know, we're struggling to eat from our own garden because this is what the devil has done. So yeah. This is good. Like, I don't know. It must got chicken in it. I don't taste no eggs. And instead of egg burrito. That might have been an egg that I just ate thinking it was chicken. Get it? That was the joke. Get it? That might have been an egg that I just ate thinking it was chicken. Boom. You are paying for the labor that involves the only labor that we're supposed to be paying for, or the only labor that we're supposed to be contributing to, is the labor of life, growing plants, hunting animals. That's the only labor we're supposed to have. You know, paying is a term of the devil. But that's the only labor we're supposed to be doing. You know, picking from the vine, picking from the field, cotton in the field and stuff like that. It wasn't just supposed to be black people. It was supposed to be all people. We all supposed to be doing this. But the white man was lazy. They didn't want to do that, so they made us do it for them instead. When we all were supposed to take part in that. We was beat and whipped for doing something that we was supposed to do anyway. But y'all just wanted some type of entertainment in a process or something like that. Like, I gotta say, I can't explain everybody's reason behind what they do. But just like I was picking from that vine, picking that cotton from that vine, you were supposed to be picking the same thing. You were supposed to be doing the same thing as me. Because how you gonna live or have that lifestyle that we all supposed to be lived? We all supposed to be equal, have equal opportunity right here. But it's the fact that ancestors was beat and whipped for doing something that we was all supposed to take part in. That white man was supposed to be doing what that black person is doing. We all supposed to be doing that. But, you know, what was their reason for not taking part in, oh, I'm better than you. I don't feel like I need to do that. When did the devil get into your ear? You know? So it had to be the devil, period, on this earth that was here to manipulate the situation beforehand anyway. Now, a lot of reason I'm thinking, like, hold up. Why are you not thinking like me? Why are you not on the same page? What makes you think so differently? Why do you feel like you better than? And that's the thing. I'm doing all this labor. I'm picking cotton, picking fruit from the trees, picking vegetables, doing all this stuff. And we could have sat down and ate together, but instead you want to sit down. I sit down. No, you want to sit down, eat in my face from the labor that I have done. And this is all what manifested. It all came to money. You know, it all came from money. It all manifested from money. You just felt better than. Like you couldn't doing. Just like a lot of people in the shelter. Like they better than, so they feel like they should be in a position of other people when you really less than. Like you supposed to be over here eating with us, but instead you feel like you want to stand up and eat that. You want to serve the food that we're eating because you feel better than. but you're in a shelter just like us. You know, don't forget where you came from. That type of thing. And people in the shelter trying to act like they just like the people that's working here. Girl, if you don't sit your butt down and get your butt out, like, what you thinking? But that's the thing. She can't feel bad about it. They paying for it. They paying her. Paying her to work in the kitchen, and they have her kid in the child care room. She the only one that knows this. Like, how the hell is you working here, living here, and getting your child taken care of? That's what I need in my life. I need to be working in this kitchen while they watching my kid in child care, and I'm getting paid. You're basically living, and you're in a shelter. Like, make it make sense for me. You're in a shelter. They paying you to work in the kitchen with the other workers. You got somebody watching your kid. You're getting paid in the shelter. Should I ask about it? Like, I've been thinking about, like, should I ask about that? Because I ain't got to come out here and break my back to search for a job when I can just sit here and work in the kitchen. And then I asked them, like, is it a choice? Because what if I don't want to serve food? Can I work in the daycare and the child care? This is the stuff they're telling me. And then when I go back to the caseworker, she'd be like, oh, that's not true. Well, you can't really say it's not true now because there's this lady, literally, our resident is sitting here working in the kitchen, and she's saying she's getting paid. Does that mean we all can work in the kitchen and get paid? It's not equal opportunity in the shelter. And if it is, I don't care to find out, because they didn't put me in a position to where I don't care no more. I really don't. It's been too many times when y'all came and told me something, and even something that's obviously true. I can go up. That's the same thing I went through with my apartment. Like, a lot of people fought the fact that they got evicted over some BS. They fought that, but I have gotten to a point where I'm exhausted. I've been hurt, because everything that I was telling y'all before, and y'all kept saying I was lying, that hurt my feelings when you calling me a liar, and I'm bringing information to you and I'm being, like, truthful through everything, and I'm just coming to you with questions about everything that I'm being told, and I'm being called a liar. And then when y'all finally say something that, oh yeah, that might help me, I can't even look to that. I can't even be like, all right, cool, I'm gonna go check this out. And, because I know you ain't gonna call me a liar, but at the same time, I don't want to deal with you because of everything you put me through. So that's at the point. That's where I'm at, So you can go ahead and enjoy your blessing, because maybe your blessing is not my blessing. That's probably a blessing for you. You working in the kitchen and they paying you and they watching your kid too. That's favoritism right there. Where they do that at? But if they're doing it, you go ahead and enjoy that, and I'm gonna do it a different way, because I'm not trying to be here. The fact that you getting comfortable here, I'm gonna let you stay here, because I'm not trying to be here and be mistreated and being, pointed out, and, you're just mistreating me too much to the point where I don't care. When it comes to a point where I can fight, but I don't want to fight because you already put me in a position of breaking me down when I was fighting. So you just let them have it. It's cool. It is what it is at this point. You won. Whoop you do. Do what you gotta do. I wish it was that easy for me. But the fact that it's easy for you, just giving me something to question, and I'm not about to strain myself about it. I'm not about to form some type of... I'm not about to put myself through something about you. You know, I'm mind my business. I'm gonna keep it pushing. But I was questioning at that point. I'm like, hold up, I should. But at the same time, if it leads me here and I gotta deal with this person, I ain't gonna do it. So yeah. And that's when you just let go and let people be. And you're like, cool. You accept the fact that it's not equal opportunity. Oh, I was right. It wasn't equal opportunity the whole time. What you gonna do about it when you're right? Everybody want to be right all the time. But once you're right, what's next? You was just right about it. Okay. That's how I feel about it. So when I'm right about something, I can't be boastful towards a situation. I can't be prideful or arrogant, because it's just like... that's the thing about me. It's just like, what am I supposed to do next? I'm right. Okay, so what am I supposed to do now? That's the end of the story. It's nothing to be excited about. It's nothing to look forward to. When you right, you right. Boom. That's it. They just get to, I guess, bask in your rightness. While I was sitting here putting up a fight, y'all over here, reaping what I sowed. And that's when you just walk away and be like, it is what it is at this point. Fuck it. Boom. I'm sitting here struggling and breaking my back, only to come here and for you to tell me, oh yeah, I did what you was out there trying to do. Here, the whole time they had everything that they was telling you to do was right here. All you had to do was do this. You didn't even have to go out there. You come here and you like, hold on, what the fuck? Like, I did all it is, only for you to tell me it was right here the whole time. If that was the case, why ain't everybody doing it? Why is it only you doing that? And you just got here. Why is it only you doing that? And why is not everybody else doing it? Why everybody else going out here struggling for work and doing all this other stuff? And you sitting here working. You the only one here sitting here working. And they paying you at the fucking shelter. Like, these are the type of questions I don't want to wrap my mind around. Because it's just like, it wraps... Like, if I put that in my head, then it's going to put that person in my head. And I'm tired. I don't even want to deal with, those type of people. I don't. Every time I think about a person, okay, I can put your situation in my head, but then that person is like, I don't deal with people too well. I don't like people too well, because it's just like, if I can't handle you the way I want to handle you, you get out of my face and you leave me alone. Because all this talking and this fighting through words ain't working for me. It's to a point where you're attacking me and I want to just really put my hands on you. And that's just what it is. That's what it comes down to. You're giving off fighting energy through your words, but you don't expect me to reciprocate. And you're in a position to where I can't reciprocate. And I'm tired of holding myself back. So when it comes to the people, I'm ready to fucking attack. I'm in attack mode, because I feel like they're getting over every day. Every single day they're getting over. They making me feel a certain way, but they know that I can't reciprocate. That's why I said, if I didn't have my son with me, if I had nothing to lose, you will be scared out your motherfucking shoes, because I will attack you. Every time you fucking attack me, you attack me with words. Bitch, I'm reciprocating through actions. because that's what you're doing. You know, you want to reciprocate the same way. Oh, I'm gonna fight you with my words, you know, but your words is actually fucking entangled in the system. You know, your words is a part of the fucking system. So either way, who gonna win here? But if I put my hands on you, that's a whole different story. But that's what y'all don't want me to do. Y'all want to keep attacking me with y'all words because y'all know y'all can do that. But when I start putting hands to when we start throwing them hands, it ain't gonna be the same way. And that's the energy that I got in me because I'm bottling up all this energy. They're giving me fighting vibes. And I want to fucking fight, but you want to fucking talk. That shit ain't gonna get no clear. It ain't gonna fly with me. I don't have no clarity through that. You want to attack me, bitch, I'm gonna fucking attack you, and I'm gonna attack you the way I know to attack you. And it's not through my words, because my words mean a lot to me. It's like using a weapon. Your weapon is your passion. You know my words mean a lot to me. Words mean a lot to you. Words is life. So the fact that you think I'm going to use my life against you, I'm going to use all of me against what's precious to me, I'm going to attack you. Like, that's what they want me to do. They want me to use my words against them because they know how much my words mean to me. So this is what you want to fight with. You know? And that's what pisses me off. Because they use stuff that you cherish. They use yourself against you to get their way. Now I can't even look at my words the same way because you using it against me. Like, bitch, I'm just ready to put my hands on you. I'd rather put my hands on you than to allow you to allow you force me until to allow you play with my words, to allow you to play with my words, to allow you to take my words for granted, take me for granted, to use and abuse my words, knowing it's a part of my life, to abuse me. You know, I would rather fucking attack you before you do that to me. With these hands, we do a lot of shit in this world anyway. So I'm gonna just get that shit back to you when I fucking put my hands on you. You know? But don't fucking play with my words. Don't play with my words, and that's what they're doing. That's what the fuck they're doing. And the more I think about it, the more it fucking aggravates my soul. Because, you know, you just don't let people play with you. You don't let people walk all over you. You don't let people do this to you. You don't let them do that. But they're in a fucking position to do what you don't allow, what you don't tolerate. You are in a position to let them fucking disrespect you. To walk all over you. But you can't help it because that's the position you're in. You know? They grimy as fuck. Y'all don't want me to do it with my hands. That's the thing. Y'all rather attack me through words and language, and we fighting through fucking words, through the air and shit like that. What you doing? We air boxing. Like, the fuck? Like, forget all of that. You attack me, bitch, I'm gonna attack you back. But this is what we holding back. We holding ourselves back from them. And that's what I say. Just be fucking careful, because when you eventually, that level gonna come down. Is it escalator? What is it called? You gonna come down to that floor, and that person that you've been antagonizing the whole time gonna be right there. And who the fuck gonna protect you then? How you gonna be protected then? When that person right here in your face Ain't nobody protecting you now. Ain't nowhere to run to now. You out of the fucking system. You out of that job. You ain't even at that job no more. Now you in my position. We at the shelter together. We next door. You next door to me. Leave this motherfucking shelter. Let's be next door, apartment wise, house to house. Now I'm in a house and you in that house. Okay, so so they lose their job. I ain't gonna bring them all the way down. They lose their job, and now they at home. Well, they ain't even gotta lose their job. Okay, so y'all got a house. You just got a house. You leveled up from the shelter and you got a house. They living next door to you. What you gonna do now? All that shit you was talking, what you gonna do now? Because if we fight, we both going to jail. We both got consequences for our actions. That whole time, now we face to face. Now I got my motherfucking chance with you for how you been treating me. Now I got that chance. Go ahead and try to say that shit now. Okay, so another way I can look at it is that person homeless that was in that position. They went from having a job, now they homeless. And you got the car. You ride around now. Now I can just get out my car and beat your ass. That's what I can do now. That's the position. That's what I'm saying. Be careful how you treat people, because that energy that you give into that person is not, it's not going to just walk away from you. It's not going, you're not tossing that away. That energy going to fucking reciprocate somehow, some way. And destiny going to allow it. Fate going to allow it. The universe going to allow it. God might even allow it. Because at the end of the day, you're fucking wrong and you don't want to own up to it. You don't want to be accountable for it. You're fucking wrong. But you're too scared to face it. You're scared. You don't keep hitting somebody and not expect that person to not hit you back. That's not how life works. You don't hit somebody and, don't expect to get hit back. Your ass gonna get hit back. Regardless of how you hitting that person gonna come back. But that's what the fuck they scared about. They trying to prevent that person from coming back. They trying to prevent that from happening, because once that happen, it's done. Once that happen, it's done. You're done for. But y'all want to keep playing scary, and that's what's prolonging the situation. Just let it happen. Let it happen, and then let everybody get what's coming to them, and stop fucking hiding behind each other. Let it happen, and it'll be done. And then boom, we can move on. But we waiting on the cowards to fucking gain some courage. Simba already grown up to Mufasa. We waiting on, what the fuck we waiting on? We already, people start growing some balls and take accountability. And you taking accountability it may be that fist fight with that person. That's the accountability you're gonna get. But you wanna hide. You wanna hide and pretend like you in another person's position so that they can't attack. You wanna hide. That's what the fuck they doing. But it's a lot of people in chains, and their words is their only weapon. And I'm just, unfortunately, the weapon that's being used is my passion, is my heart, is what I cherish the most, and that hurts. When you need a hit so bad and you fucking run out. Dang it. I need to stop getting myself worked up, because this is what happens. Me and the guy got into it yesterday. And it hurt my feelings, because he's just like, okay, so we didn't meet at 8 o'clock. Well, 6 o'clock I was out there. I was waiting. Well, not at 6 o'clock. He said, let's meet at 6 o'clock. So I got there around 6:30, and he left 6:30 like, oh yeah, she ain't coming. She stood me up again. You know, he traumatized from the last time he said to meet him at 8 o'clock and I wasn't there. Like, he's talking about he's a man of his word. So I understand why you feel the same way. I understand why you feel the way you feel, but can you understand from my situation? I've been out here doing what I got to do to get out of the shelter. You're not in the shelter, so you wouldn't understand how obligated I am to be a mother, you know, to do what I got to do for my child and make sure my child is okay before I go out and play. So when I say something, that's why I don't even put a time on nothing anymore. I don't, because I don't know what's going to happen in the next moment. And that's what I tried to explain to him. And I'm like, I just sat here and told you my whole life story. And obviously none of that mattered. You see my child right here. You see what I'm going through, and you want to hold me to a time. And then you're going to say I'm not being accountable. How are you being fair? I'm a whole mother. You don't even have kids. And you want to sit here and try to come to me and start yelling and raising your voice at me, thinking I'm going to sit down and listen to you? No, the fuck I'm not. So he sat there and he yelled at me yesterday. And I yelled at him back, even though I wasn't even mad. Because the fact that you don't understand where I'm coming from and you not trying to listen to me, I'm not even going to give you that fucking energy. Because I just explained myself to you. And the fact that I explained myself to you and you know, what's there to be mad about? Because I said all I could say. And you see my kid right here. So if you mad, you fucking mad. That's just on you. You be mad. But I'm going to be happy because I've been putting my energy where it's needed and where it's due and doing what I got to do. You can't be happy for me because you so set on that fucking time where you expected me to be there at a certain time and I'm not there. No, I'm not there because, you know. So we got into it yesterday. He said he not mad, but obviously he is mad. I don't know if I'm going to hear from him. I don't know. I know he ain't going to hear from me. He might not hear from me. I don't know. He a cool person. He cool to talk to. Like, he's a conversationalist. Like, he conversates a lot. Like, you can talk to him and he actually listens, but maybe he don't listen because I was talking to him and obviously he ain't hear a word that came out of my mouth. So maybe he don't listen. But I guess I have a way with people and seeing the good in them, even when it's bad. And that's always been my problem. It's a red bird. And I just seen another bird. Like, it's a lot of birds out here. And then what's crazy is, before he came, the guy that I was talking to before that, because he asked, he listened to me one time. We sitting there talking, chopping it up in my feelings. I vented to him, and I felt good about it. He walks past. Oh, yeah, I ain't get a text from you. Why the fuck do y'all expect so much? When I tell you I'm mentally exhausted, and I'm not saying that just to say it. You actually seen me at my lowest point. Damn near breaking down in tears about my situation. And you gonna hold me to a fucking text message, to a phone. Like, can't you be grateful that we here in this moment, but you rather, you know, like, I give my all to people, and when I say I don't get shit back, I don't get shit back because they walk away like I did something to them. Over a fucking text message, over a fucking call, over a fucking time. Is that all I'm worth? So right after he passed by, I'm telling him the good news, my good news. And he like, oh yeah, that's cool. And he kept walking. And right after he walked away, and the other guy showed up. Like, what the fuck? And then you show up on attack mode. Like, was you just over there watching the whole time? And it's like, this the type of stuff that's just, ain't nobody got time for it. You know, ain't nobody got time for that. These birds have no, it's like a whole bunch of birds on this playground, like they playing. And then I get depressed all over again, you know. Because I felt some type of way. Now, when you happy to see somebody, or you happy and you want to share that moment with somebody, and they just, you know, walk all over you, and they make sure that happiness doesn't stay too long. And this is when you wonder, like, you wonder about people, and that's why I'm tired of wondering about people. I don't even want people on my mind. I'm so fed up. I am so fed up. What is that? That's a possum. It's always a possum. Like, hold on. Like, you just disrupted my mood. Like, I was looking at the birds, and then here you come. You're like, what's going on here? What's this energy? Even the animals have a position. Even the animals have a job on this earth, and they are supposed to collect all of that excess energy. There was a lot of excess energy, and that's why, you know, when an animal come out of the blue, the animal is here to collect those pieces, you know, that belong to them. It better not come over here, though. Don't get too comfortable. Don't get too comfortable. Because, yeah. But I'm going to get out of here. I've vented all that I can vent and said all that I wanted to say. Even if I didn't want to say it, it came out anyway. So, even the birds ain't even running. Like, the birds be just chilling when those type of creatures come out, and make you wonder, like, why is we scared if the birds ain't scared? Why are we so pressed on running away if they don't even run away? That's because they're stronger than us. And they put you back in your place, for real. I wonder if the COVID came from the birds. I'd be wondering. And the COVID is just, you know, some type of message that we are being killed off of their habitat, and they don't want us here no more. But we killing them before they can kill us. using them as food. This is their home. Or they just don't know how to share. But that's one thing I envy about the animals is that they share with each other though. These birds fighting over here. But they share with each other. No, they don't even share food with each other. But they don't attack each other. They don't kill each other like people do. People will kill you over some food. And that's just what it is. So yeah, I'm about to get out of here. It was nice talking to y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in while I was eating my breakfast. We had breakfast together. Breakfast and chatting moment, expressing ourselves over some good breakfast. But it's still morning. So I don't know what I'm about to do next, but I'll talk to y'all next time. Go to my videos, like, comment, subscribe, be notified for my next live, and be notified for my next video. See y'all next time. Bye.